What up, everybody? Welcome back. How's it going? Strong, well-fed, outspoken. My name is Rusty, aka Coach Frizzle, or the Miss Frizzle of Fitness. You got me and our co-host, the
What's up,
fabulous.
guys? It's just me, Coach Nell.
Nah. Absolutely fabulous. Although you were telling me earlier, you've been hit pretty hard lately, not feeling too.
Yeah, I mean, it is the season. If you guys know, you're probably going to get hit with a cold or something at this point. And there's a lot of reasons for that, right? Your
Yeah.
social calendar is full.
Yeah.
Because of that, you're probably not sleeping your regular sleeps. You're probably not eating your regular food. And it's
Legit.
just, I mean, I got sick because I had kids don't catch their coughs.
Yes, literally. I know. My nephews, I'm with my nephews right now, like back to back, because my nephews are in from England, and like the one, as soon as he got off the plane, was like coughing like crazy. And it's adorable to watch him try and cover his mouth. But
Yes,
I'm like,
we're
"What?"
learning. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're missing this by a mile, man. It's coming right on me.
Yeah. And if you
Um,
guys listened last year, I do character work every holiday. So
yeah.
I did an event and there were lots of tiny humans with big hugs and runny noses.
Yeah, running noses. Yeah, sweating. Yeah. Although actually, so in the last 2 weeks, not the same in terms of sickness, but so yes, we have 5 nephews total.
That's crazy.
And we all got together for the Santa Claus parade and we went out for dinner. Then about 3 days later, my cousin calls me and he's like, so Aiden, one of our nephews, has lice. We're like,
No.
oh no, bro. Like, thankfully, because all the nephews were together, we actually didn't spend as much time like one-on-one with the kids like we would have normally if it was just us and them. But all the boys were like distracting each other. So all the adults kind of hung out, but we all had to like go get tested still because you're not messing around with that. Yeah. But I'm like, wow, I guess it is the season of giving.
Yeah, 'tis the season of sharing and caring. Sometimes we're sharing in a positive and sometimes we're sharing other things.
Not so positively. Yeah, absolutely brutal. Anyways, so good times. This episode today, you guys, we are going to rock out with a Q&A. We try and do these. We're a little behind, I feel like, this season on Q&As because we've been doing so many good topics.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, the more you guys ask us, the more Q&A fun we can have. But also, sometimes you guys ask really great questions and they turn into whole episodes.
Yes. Or we literally like look at the questions in advance and we're like, let's just make this the whole episode. So normally, if you guys are tuning in for the first time, this will be a different type of episode because we're not covering a specific topic, but I love these because it's kind of like so many mini topics in one. And there's always like, again, there's some good fun questions in here. We try and do these like once a month. So if you have a question that you would like us to answer for our next Q&A, please leave it in the comments below right here on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever.
Yeah, whatever spot you're listening to your podcast.
Yeah, YouTube, whatever it is. Or likewise, you guys can message us on Instagram directly as well. We usually put up a box, but in case you miss it, just slide up in those DMs and we'll
slide into my DMs. I love when someone slides into my DMs.
Yeah. You never, man. I was going through my request folder the other day, and do you ever go through that folder?
Yeah, that one gets me. I'm sorry if you guys have ever messaged me and I have not replied back. It's because you're in there in limbo, and I'm sorry.
Legitimately, and it's brutal because some people have like legitimate questions, and then it's like 2 weeks
and
later,
with Facebook and Instagram being connected, I often miss the Facebook stuff.
Yes.
So if you message me on there, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I always feel like you just never know what you're going to get. Sometimes I open up a message in the request folder and like the profile name and photo looks legit, and then it's just the most ludicrous. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we're human, guys. Stop doing that.
So question one, this is
it's a hot topic right now.
Yes, I was just going to say this is a very hot topic right now. And obviously we're hitting, they just referenced one of Nell's favorite movies, or favorite plays, I guess.
Well, all of the above, but it's true. Like, and because it is my favorite, I have been just inundated with this exact topic.
Yeah, totally. So this first question actually was anonymous. They basically asked, what do you think of the hate that we're seeing from some of the skinnier celebrities, like the cast of Wicked? Do you want to start it off, Corinne?
Yeah, I think the reason we're referencing the cast of Wicked is because we've seen those women in different bodies. We've seen them with a higher weight, with more muscle mass, etc.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that a lot of people don't realize is this is a younger audience. They
Yeah.
have not, because for me, honestly, I didn't even flag it right away. I didn't even realize it because I grew up in sort of that like 90s heroin chic, right? That very thin model
Mhm.
look. And so
Yep.
I didn't even clock that this was a shift that had happened because I
Mhm.
was so used to seeing it.
Yep.
And so I think this is the first time a lot of people are really living through this,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And I think it's important to know, like, we don't know what people are going through, right?
Yes,
I think that's
absolutely.
the
It's
number one
so
thing, right?
huge.
And this
Yeah.
is across the board, whether you're in a bigger body, a smaller body, a body that's different than it used to be. It's not really your place to be commenting on how someone else is looking and feeling because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right?
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. To be honest, it's really been bothering me lately because I feel like social media, the fitness industry, they love to talk about like acceptance and body acceptance. But now all of a sudden we're throwing so much hate to
Mhm,
people that are in a smaller body and like assuming that because they are quite petite, because they are quite slender, that automatically means that they're unhealthy or they're pushing a skinny narrative. As soon as we start talking for somebody else, I think right away that's a red flag.
mhm.
Um, I really am not a fan of like all the discussion that I'm seeing happen around other people's bodies. And actually, it's really funny. I saw a video Ariana Grande posted the other day, and she kind of addressed this and she addressed it beautifully because she knows all the hate that she's getting based off her body, which is crazy. But she literally said, the image you guys are comparing me to it, because a lot of people have been comparing like her now to I don't even know, let's say it was 5 years ago, but she is a little like she's heavier than what she is now, and people are saying like, "What happened? You were healthier then." But she said, "The image you guys are comparing me to, I was actually at my lowest. I was partying all the time. I was on drugs. I was drinking nonstop. I was actually like starving myself. I was depressed. I was in a dark place." And so she's like, "You guys think I was at my healthiest because I'm fitting this norm that you think meets the definition of healthy, but I actually now am at my healthiest mentally, physically. I feel my best." And it's just crazy because, again, we're talking for somebody else and we know nothing about them.
Mhm,
I think at the same time, I think as a society, like we're very sensitive because for a lot of people, both of us lived through that era of like really pushing the skinny narrative and like be as small as possible. This is where I think a lot of people are worried we're going to see that start to become a trend again. But like we need to be hard on systems and we need to be hard on the standards that are being presented to us, not on the people, not on the human beings. We have to be, in my opinion, gentle with humans because, like, I think it's
yes.
totally okay to talk about like these systemic issues, the societal standard of beauty and eating and things like that are being presented to us. But outside of that, it's never okay to talk about somebody's body. This whole thing is like for me, like as somebody who has struggled with their body image on both like losing a bunch of weight and being at like a healthier point and just like insecurities because I'm a human being.
Absolutely.
I've experienced body shame on both of those ends, and it's just like celebrities or not, these are still people. We need to be kind to other people. We can be hard on the systems and hard on the standards, but not on the people.
Mhm. And I think if your concern is that you are worried about an example that we're setting for future generations, then you need to talk to your kids
Yeah.
in a healthy manner, right?
Yeah.
You can talk about how you feel your body with food. You can demonstrate how strength can look, right? You can set that example for future generations without tearing someone down. And I
Absolutely.
think that's part of the issue here is that we're going, well, people are looking up to them. People are looking at everyone, right?
Everyone.
And you're in control of you, and you can set an example to the people around you,
Yep.
right? And I think one other thing, having a background in theater, right? And having a background in fitness, one thing you
Mhm.
guys don't realize, and I think it's because these women specifically have been in the social media right now. They filmed both of those movies continuously back to back.
Back,
And
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Wow.
so these movies were filmed at the same time. And It's a rigorous process.
Yeah.
Like the physical
Yeah.
demand of that is so high. And so if you've worked out, if you've lost weight, if you've gained weight, you know that that process takes hard work. And these women are working hard at that
Yes.
skill set. So of course their bodies are going to change because of that, right? And that's not to say they're not going to change in the future, but they have changed because they literally filmed those two films back to back for years. It took
Yeah.
years to film those. And we're talking in harnesses, singing, flying, etc., right? That
Imagine.
is a physical strain on the body, just like any
Totally.
other professional level athlete would train. So we have to
Yeah.
keep that in mind too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
factors that we don't even understand.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, very well said. Yeah, I think we love to have an opinion and we're all entitled to that. But like at the end of the day, if your opinion is literally based on tearing somebody else down, that's a red flag.
Yeah, because I think back, and maybe if you're an older, above 30 listener,
Yeah.
you'll know this reference. Jessica Simpson got on stage
Yeah.
in a beautiful body, in a strong and healthy body, and people tore her apart for being overweight. And now we're
Yes.
just doing the
Yeah.
opposite to these other women, and that's so not okay, and it's so not fair, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on in their lives.
Absolutely. So, anyways,
Yeah,
we're
now that we
coming
got real deep.
we are coming out swinging.
Hey, if you ask, we answer. I don't think we've
Yeah.
ever shied away from a hard topic here.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. So, next one I think is a little bit more in line with
Yeah, this is like
fitness.
building. Yeah, fitness. So, how long does it take to build enough muscle that you'd increase maintenance calories? And this is from, guys, your usernames kill me. I don't know how to say these.
I know. I think
To be named for now.
Good for you. When I was
I want to
typing
say
it out-
Toba Namid.
yes, when I was typing it out, I was like, "What? Toby named?" And then I'm like,
To be
"Oh,
named for
to be
now."
named." Yeah, it's awesome. In my opinion, it's kind of like yin and yang, right?
Mhm.
Like on one hand, you're asking how long does it take to build enough muscle that you'd increase maintenance calories, but at the same time, like you want to be eating a decent amount to be building muscle.
Yes.
So it's kind of, yeah, like I said, yin and yang in my opinion. And
maintenance calories aren't the same across the board, right? Like
no,
at different stages in your life, when you're focusing on different things, the calories to maintain that level change.
yeah,
And I
yes,
think
absolutely.
that's part of why this is kind of a complicated question.
Yeah. So like if this person was asking, if I could ask them a question, I'd be like, are you coming out of like, let's say a deficit? And
Mhm.
so that's why you're wondering like, okay, I've just lost a lot of, weight or fat. And so now I'm looking to build muscle, but also like how long to increase my calories, in which case we're probably looking at like a reverse. So very generally speaking, if you are trying to do this like yin and yang, your lifting is good, you have a solid program, I would say, look at adding and again, it's very dependent on the person. If you are somebody who like gains very easily, would probably want to take it a little bit more slowly, unless you're okay with just initially gaining, let's say like 5 or 10 pounds right out of the gate. But yeah, I mean, you could look at just increasing your food by 5 to 7%. I would do that in carbs alone, and then like every third bump add fats for your 5 to 7%. I would,
Yeah, because we're assuming like if you're working towards maintenance, you probably are already eating a lot of protein, right? Because you've
yes.
probably been building, you've probably been in a deficit, etc.
Yeah. Because protein should have stayed high even while you were in your deficit. So yeah, 5 to 7% from pretty much carbs. Like every third bump, I would make it from fats, and then I would hold there at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, I like to do 2 or more depending on
More.
what's going on in the body.
Yes, exactly.
2 is kind of my bare minimum to see. Because a week, your weight's going to fluctuate like crazy in a week. It always does,
yeah.
right?
Now,
you need to have more info.
Yeah. Now, mind you, though, if like you bump food and your weight goes down, I would just add more food the next week.
Yes.
Like if you're tracking your weight pretty much daily, so we're not just doing like a one way in a week type of situation, and we can see that like literally it continued to go down, then yeah, I'm just gonna bump your food again within a week. But otherwise, yeah, 2 weeks and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next one.
So a festive one.
Yeah, I don't know who asked this, but top
Actually, you know
3
what?
Christmas movies.
It was anonymous. I didn't. Yeah, this one
Okay,
came through as anonymous. And then
Okay.
I told them not to be because everybody should love Christmas.
Yeah. Honestly, I get it when it's like a kind of like a more touchy subject, but
Yeah,
sometimes,
of
yeah,
course.
when people just
I like
ask
let
the
your
fun
sparkle
questions,
shine.
I I know. But anyways, yeah, top 3 favorite Christmas movies. Nell and I have already been like full on Christmas movie mode.
Yeah,
So
if I've watched a movie in the month of November, December, it's been Christmas.
legitimately, me too. I don't think well, my mom and I went to the movies, but
Yeah, I did go
from
see
an early
Wicked
show,
for
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Christmas movies all the way, baby. So what have you, well, I was going to say, what have you been watching? But yeah, what are your top 3?
So my top 3 are White Christmas. Let's be real, it's a musical. How could it not
Classic.
be?
Yeah.
And this kind of goes into like tradition in my house. We watch it every year. I love Elf. I think it's the funniest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
It
if you
is.
ever just want to have like a good belly laugh with like kind of lighthearted family fun, that's it for me. I would say it's Will Ferrell's best work.
Honestly, I was just gonna say, are you a Will Ferrell fan? Because I'm actually
No,
not.
not at all.
I know. I don't really like anything else he's
No.
done, but yeah,
Yeah.
this Elf is his number one for
Yeah.
me.
Fun fact about Elf, when they filmed the scene in New York City when he arrives as Buddy the Elf and he's like trying to get through traffic and whatever, that was filmed live. Like they didn't tell
Naturally.
anyone, they didn't block a street off. So when he goes up and like hugs that guy and that guy's like, what the actual hell? That was all like just Will Ferrell doing Will Ferrell stuff.
That's amazing. They must have got that guy's permission then to put it in the
To
movie
actually be in the
after.
film, yeah.
That's hilarious. I love that. And that kind of doesn't surprise me from what I've seen of Will Ferrell's character.
No.
Hilarious.
No, not at all.
So, wait, so White Christmas, Elf.
And then, yeah, a third I think would just probably be like general feel good Hallmark. Like I will watch any one of those. Flannel, big corporate city, small town love. Like sign me up.
Yeah. Just the cheese, the Women's Network special.
Yes. Although shout out to Mixed Nuts. If you've ever seen that one, it's it's hilarious. It's Steve Martin, very young Steve Martin, very young Adam Sandler.
Okay.
And they run like a self-help line. And so they're working over the holidays and there's like some romance. A woman gets stuck in an elevator. There's a seaside strangler. It's just absolute chaos. A woman has a baby. It's so funny.
I have to look this one up. I love both those guys.
Yeah, it's very old school humor. So, I mean, go into it with that, but it's a good one.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to look that up for sure.
Okay, so you're, top 3 for you.
My 3, and it kind of also goes back into traditions as well, is Scrooge. But the
Which one?
Yeah, it's an old one with Alistair Sim.
Okay.
It's all in black and white. A lot of people, I think, our age, to be honest, haven't seen it. I'm like looking up the year. It's from 1951.
There you go. That's a good top. Let's talk about an actual classic, though, right?
Yeah. No, it's I love it. I still love it. We grew up watching it, and I think of all the Scrooges I've seen, I think he does like the best role. And for like an old movie like that, I literally laugh. There are certain moments that are just so key.
Like it just holds up, hey?
Yes. Oh yeah, through the generations. But yeah, I would say that one. Then I would say, honestly, I love, from like a touching perspective, I love Miracle on 34th Street.
The original one, or not even the newer one, but like the one from the 80s or 90s?
Yeah, the girl like from Matilda.
Yes. Yeah.
I really love that. I think the guy that they got to play Santa was like literally how I would picture Santa. Just such a good storyline. And then
I have to watch that one. I haven't watched that one in a long time.
It's so good. The last one, I don't know. There's so many good ones. Like we were watching that. Yeah, the Santa Claus this week. I love the Santa Clauses.
Every time I watch one, I'm like, I love this movie.
Yeah, literally though. But you know what? In like the last, like as like an adult, I would say there's a movie that came out now probably like 10 years ago, but it's called This Christmas with like Chris Brown. And anyways, it's funny. It's like dramatic. It's purely Christmas themed. It's like big family theme.
Yes.
I love that movie. Actually, I really, really do. So anyways,
honestly, if it has good music, I'm in.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Because he like Chris Brown, obviously a singer, and he's like kind of telling his family for the first time that he sings and he wants to sing, and so he does a lot of singing.
Yes, I definitely have seen that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, cousins, quick pause before we dive back in. If you've been listening to the podcast so far and thinking, this is exactly what I need help with, or how do these guys know me so well? This is your sign, baby. Inside our one-on-one coaching, we take everything you're learning here, the food freedom, self-trust, confidence, hormone health, training tips, all of it, and we actually turn it into a plan made specifically for you. That means we're not just going to hand you a plan and ram a calorie deficit down your throat or teach you how to lose fat as fast as possible, because let's be real, there are enough coaches out there for that. And you probably don't need another diet plan or even more discipline. What you do need is structure. You need feedback. You need accountability. You need somebody in your corner who actually understands what your body's been through. So if you're tired of trying to figure it out alone, I want you to go ahead and click the link in the show notes and fill out a super quick coaching form for us. This is your first step to finally building the confidence, energy, the body you have been chasing. Except now we're going to do it in a way that actually looks and feels like you. Are you ready? Let's go.
So hard pivot here from the Christmas magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess it kind of does tie in because Christmas does tend to lead to this sort of eating. So how do you handle cravings leading up to your period and not let everything blow out? And this is from lilac_rose_11. Before we do that, do you say lilac or lilac?
No, I think lilac.
Okay. I've been put on blast in the past.
Lilac, yeah. If it was an O, but then I'd be like, wow, lilac. Anyways.
Great question, lilac.
Yeah, no, this is very real for our ladies out there. This is how are your period cravings actually? Do you get really intense cravings?
No. I actually don't think that this is something that I specifically struggle with.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is because of how I eat across the board.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think before
I
I cared about my nutrition, I would just wolf and then be like, oh, and then my period came, right?
Yes, totally. I definitely think there's a correlation as well between like what you eat, period, throughout, like no puns intended, throughout the rest of the month, and then how hard your cravings hit.
Yes.
When your period does arrive. Because same, when I was like younger, heavier, not healthy, my cravings were pretty intense. I don't really struggle with cravings. Like I might notice a little bit like, oh yeah, I could eat like this Ferrero Rocher right now. But
I'll sometimes think about food that I don't really normally reach for, but not in this like I have to have it, as like, oh, I could really go for that right now.
Totally.
Oh, that's not something I would normally catch myself wanting to eat.
Yeah. Like, what day is it? Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this is a great question. I think the biggest thing is, first of all, understanding like why this is happening, because we know, like a lot of us think, I know why it's happening. I'm getting my period, but it's like, okay, but why?
You're like, what's happening in here that's making this brain say I want this?
Exactly. So first of all, we want to understand that like our period cycle, right? Let's say 4 weeks, we break it down into 2 sections: first 2 weeks, second 2 weeks, right? First week literally being day of first bleed, and then taking you up to ovulation, and then after ovulation till again day of first bleed again. Now it's the last 2 weeks, so the post ovulation period, that matters the most here, because this is when we are more progesterone dominant, or we are in like our progesterone dominant phase as women. Progesterone, and estrogen, 2 very dominant female hormones. They work yin and yang with each other. So what you need to understand is that in the days leading up to your period, progesterone is climbing in the body. When progesterone climbs in the body, blood sugar is actually going to drop. And if you guys have ever been in a position where like you can literally tell your blood sugar's dropping, you're like, I need to eat, like I don't feel good, I think my blood sugar's low, you kind of like start acting all like manic and just like looking for anything, or at least I do.
I mean, that's, I think, pretty common even in like first aid. You're like, what does hypoglycemia look like?
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Signs and symptoms.
Yeah. So if you've ever had a feeling like that, right, and you literally start acting manic, it's the same thing in the days leading up to your period, because again, as progesterone climbs and it pulls blood sugar down, your brain is literally going to send you any signal, any push to go and find food from a dopamine perspective. And as we know, when we are looking at food from a dopamine perspective, this is usually when we're eating things that are more highly
because what are we looking for?
Dopamine.
Dopamine, we're looking for the happy feel good, right? Like that's the dopamine's job.
Exactly. So right off the hop, that is going to increase your cravings. Okay. The other thing that you have to be aware of is like literally, you guys, you have to think about your body having a period as like it running a marathon, so to
Mhm.
speak, or it doing some performance based activity, because that's literally what it's doing. Having a period is actually pretty hard work for your body. We burn more calories during the week of our period, but as a result, your body's also like, feed me, give me more nutrients because I'm working really hard right now. So
But I
we
think that's the key right there. Feed me, give me more nutrients, not
exactly.
eat a bunch of stuff.
Yes, exactly. So we want to fuel your physiology, not fuel your emotion. And although that sounds like you're like, that sounds boring, the reality is when you do that, when you take that approach, as Nell and I were just saying, like you're not going to feel this massive temptation from a craving perspective because you're actually more well fueled now.
Mhm.
So having more food not only will help with those cravings, but it will actually help keep you more consistent. You might be thinking, but now I'm eating more food. But again, your body's also burning more calories. So it's yin and yang. It's going to kind of like counterbalance itself. And let's be real, if you've ever given into a craving before, you're probably not eating, 15% more of your daily calories. You're probably eating like 30 to 50% more. So it is going to keep you more in line. With that being said, to eat more food, how do you do that? Literally look at increasing your calories by 15 to 20%. Start with 15 one month, see how you do. But when you do increase your calories, we want this to come from carbs alone. So if you realize that like 15% more of your calories right now is, let's say, 200, you're going to take 200 and divide it by 4 because there's 4 calories in every 1 gram of carb. That will equal 50, which means you're going to increase your total daily food by 200 calories and 50 grams of carbs. And that will make a difference to how you feel, your energy, your strength, and your cravings.
Yeah. And so, really, this does boil down to sort of a structure leading in, up, and around. I think the
Yep.
other thing that's really important too is you need to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
When you don't feel great, you want to be cozy, things like this, we kind of forget about those
Yeah.
really simple pieces of the puzzle.
Totally.
Everything is trying to leave. That's what's happening leading into your period, right? We're releasing an unused egg,
Totally.
and the uterine lining that comes with it. Your body needs to be hydrated to do that well, right? And
Yeah.
that's also going to help manage those cravings. I'm not saying drink a ton of water, don't eat, but
Yes.
keep that in mind too, right? If you're doing those things proactively, that's another thing you should really be considering doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And with that being said, as Nell said, like with the I'm not saying don't eat, we need to eat more regularly than before because again, if we know that blood sugar is an issue because progesterone is pulling it down, we want to keep blood sugar stable as possible. No skipping breakfast. You eat within an hour of waking up. You continue to eat every 3 to 4 hours throughout the day. With your meals, we want to make them protein, carb, and fat based for all of them. No like heavy carb dominant and then heavy fat dominant meal. We want even splits across the board and bonus, salt your food way more. I
Yes.
know people think that like, oh, bloating's already an issue when I'm having my period, but you can actually be bloated from not salting your food enough. And the other really big thing that's happening in your body is you have a hormone or steroid hormone called aldosterone. It is released by your adrenal glands. Aldosterone is shifting in the body. And so by having more salt, you're actually supporting your adrenals more, which is going to benefit you as well. So eat regularly, increase your food, salt your food more, have water. All of these things are going to make a really big difference.
And I think the more you start to be aware of these things, the more you can start to navigate them, right? Because I think a
Yeah.
lot of times it catches us off guard. Oh, I need to eat everything because of period cravings, and we kind of
Yep.
chalk it up to that. But if we start to actually monitor that, is that what's happening, then we're not making that excuse too, right? Because I
Totally.
think sometimes if we're being realistic, it does kind of lead to sometimes feeling like an excuse, right? Oh, I had my
Absolutely.
period.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There were many times I used to do that. Be like, oh, this is fine. I have my period. It's kind
Yeah.
of reminds me of like the old school, like pregnancy mentality. Like, oh, I'm eating for two. It's like, actually, no, you're just using this to justify gaining an unnecessary 30 pounds.
Mm,
So yeah, keep it real with yourself, people. Keep it real with yourself.
yeah. And be structured. That's honestly at the end of the day going to make the most difference.
For
Plan
sure.
and follow, right?
For sure. For sure.
All right. So you're gonna read
Um,
the next one? I think I've read the last
yeah,
couple.
this one is perfect. Uh, Perfect timing actually for the season. So when to push through and work out when sick and when to not from JBow 911. So with this, I mean, you want to take the lead?
I mean, sure. I mean, I kind of actually learned this from you
Mhm.
is head up versus like chest down or neck down, right? And that kind of
Yeah.
determines whether it's okay or not. And so, like, first of all, how are you feeling? Like, are you falling asleep at your desk or are you
Yeah,
like, oh, I have a
totally.
runny nose? I think you
Yeah.
need to figure that out first.
Yes, 100%.
Right. And what is your current workout rotation like? Are you in the gym every single day and you maybe need to take a rest day? Or are you kind of wishy washy about it and now you have a cold and you're like, oh, I shouldn't go to the gym, but you're still
Yeah,
carving out that habit?
totally. Yep, yep. It's,
Right. So, like, head up,
mhm.
cough, runny nose, sore throat. Is it really bad? Or could you, do something? And if it's the answer is you could do something, then you're probably okay. Right. Just
Yeah.
wipe down your equipment. I don't want your germs.
Yeah, totally. Definitely reconsider it now more than ever.
Right.
I definitely think that, like, first off, like you said, the like, how do you honestly feel? Listen, you guys, I know y'all love to work out. I love to work out too. But if the question I always say is, can you give at least 100%? At least 100%. Because if you're like, probably not, then you know what? You will do way better just taking the rest day and then being able to attack at 100% tomorrow or the day after versus going in, half-assing it at 60% just to tell yourself, oh, at least I got in,
Mhm.
delaying your recovery from being sick, and then possibly missing even more days from the gym. Like, it just doesn't add up. Remember that, like, rest is not the enemy, recovery is not the enemy. So I'm at a point now in my life, honestly, where like I rest even with the like slightest things. I've realized how important it is even in myself. So yeah, if you're not able to give it 100%, just stay home.
Mhm.
But if you are, let's say, looking at the rest of your schedule, and as Nell said, like you're like,
Or like you're habitually sick, like you just aren't at a healthy place in your life and you're working on carving out the habits that you need. Rest. Take a couple
you
rest days, but by day 3 if you're still like, you could probably handle going to the gym and being
yeah, yeah,
mediocre,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, if you're habitually sick, that's a
Yeah.
whole other issue we got to talk
Yeah.
about. But legitimately, if it is above the neck, stuffy, congested, you're probably okay to go. And if you are gonna go, I would actually say don't try and push things to
No.
failure. Like if anything, like work at like 65%, 70% of your normal working weight. Don't take anything to failure. Leave 2 to 3 reps at least in the tank. Just focus on getting like really good mind muscle connection, blood flow, because blood flow, heart
Yeah.
pumping can actually help with being sick. Or even go to the gym, get a good walk on, go use the sauna.
Yeah, like
That's
if you're dealing
that's
with
great.
congestion, when you are working out, your blood vessels dilate. You can actually breathe better briefly. It's kind of a
Yeah,
nice break, right?
honestly, it is. It's so true. It's such a good point. It is so true. So
But flip side, bottom half down.
yes, yeah,
If you
yeah.
have a
Oh yeah,
fever,
no.
if you have diarrhea, don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
If
don't.
anything is like coming out of you that's outside of just a cough or
If you're
a runny
spewing,
nose, please, please, for everybody's sake and your own, just stay home. Or you're feeling nauseated, but nothing's come out,
yeah, if you
please
feel
go.
lightheaded, like if you think if I lie down on this bench to do a chest press, I might pass out, don't go to
Yeah.
the gym.
Oh, yeah,
Just don't.
definitely not. Yeah, definitely not, definitely not. So hopefully that helps. We had a few fun ones, but honestly, because of time, guys, we're going to just keep them Christmas themed this week. So kind of picking up off of the movies, favorite Christmas traditions.
Yeah. So, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Because I mean, your family is all visiting right now, and you've probably done some Christmas type stuff.
Yeah, not too much actually though, because one of our nephews is like his birthday, so we try
Uh,
not to do like too
that's
much
fair.
Christmas stuff before his birthday. But what I mentioned with the movie, so for us, I mean, there's so many, so we better cap this. I'm gonna name like two,
Okay.
but for us, our Christmas tradition growing up as kids was like super magical for us because my mom would always actually get somebody to come into the house dressed as Santa and
That's
leave
so
gifts
fun.
under the tree. My
Amazing.
Yeah, my sister's bedroom was directly down the hall from the tree. So like my mom would be like, quick, go to bed. I think I hear Santa. And we would like run and like get in her bed and then look out the like hall, the crack through the, door and see Santa come in with a bag and drop all these gifts and then leave. and it was so magical. So I believed in Santa till I was like 15 because
I
I
mean,
saw him
still
every year.
now.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And anyways, then we would open a gift and we would actually always, I know this might sound lame to some people, but we would always order pizza and then watch that original Scrooge and stay up late. And that was one tradition. Like we'd go to church first, but that was one tradition that honestly, it was so fun. And I think we also did pizza because I love my mom, but she's not a good cook. She doesn't even
And
like
to be
to cook.
fair, like as a mom, to take a night off,
There's
that
so
sounds
much.
lovely.
Yeah. So that was honestly really, really a lot of fun. And then honestly, I would just say like the actual Christmas like day every year, like it was just so fun. At one point when my family was at its biggest, like there was like 20 people and it was just loud and everyone was coming in, and after dinner we would like literally all sit and watch each other open gifts, and I don't know, just the whole thing was just always so magical, I would
Mhm.
say. And when we're talking about like actual Christmas, I don't know, like there's so much more that happens like in the month before. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
like I'm sure we all do activities leading up, right?
yes. Yeah. Sorry, I lied. So my other favorite tradition was when we would put up our tree, because we would do it really early, like November, like 10th, we'd have the tree up. And our tree we had an artificial tree, but it was massive. And we had just all these decorations. We'd literally come home from church. We would like pull out a box. We'd get like our favorite Christmas cookies. Out comes the soundtrack, first of all. And we would spend all day putting up the tree. And then we would have a really nice dinner, watch our first Christmas movie. It was just always such a phenomenal start to the
I
Christmas
love
season.
it. I love it. Honestly,
Yeah.
the day the tree goes up is so magical, always.
Yes. The first night with the lights go
So
on.
I
You're
want to
just
know
like,
if you guys are listening, are you an early tree or like a right before Christmas tree? I
yeah.
need to
Yeah.
know. Because I used to be like team live tree, right? But now I'm team fake tree because I want it up as long as
Early.
humanly possible.
Totally. Totally. Yeah. 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 So what about you?
Right.
Tell us.
Yeah. So my long standing, I still do this, ride or die. I
Yep.
watch White Christmas, as I mentioned, but
Yep.
my family's all spread out. So no matter where in the world we are, no matter what time zone we are in, whatever country we're in, we will coordinate. And even my brothers, who are like, this tradition is dumb, will do it with us. We'll put White Christmas on at the same time. We'll have like a snack of some
Oh,
kind. So it can be whatever you want, right? I'm out here eating my like rotisserie chicken. My mom's
yeah.
eating like
Yeah.
sugar cookies. But then we'll like text and joke about the movie. Honestly, I don't even think my brothers watch it anymore. We've seen it so many times, so they'll just text at appropriate times. But
Yeah.
wherever in the world we are, we all do that.
That's so nice.
And then my other one is my husband and I have been doing this since before we were married. We will get like hot chocolate or coffee or something, and we'll drive around and look at all the lights. And we'll do this multiple times.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
because we've always lived in either like small, sort of isolated communities. We live far away
Yeah.
from our families. So it's a really great way to just enjoy the season. And it's cold
Totally.
here. It's very
Yeah.
cold here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are my top two. But
I was gonna say, when you said about driving around, how many like how much area is there? Or you just like loop it a couple times?
well, it depends on where we live. Like my
Okay.
hometown, it is literally like 3 streets. So we'll just loop it a couple times, right?
Yeah.
And then before we moved here, there were zones. Like you knew these guys had good lights. So you'd go kind of like drive through there. Here we spend probably a couple hours doing it because it's a pretty
Okay.
big city.
That's
Well, I
nice
should say
then.
it's a spread out city.
Sure.
So yeah, we spend a lot of time doing that here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
And
really nice.
I think when we talk about like family together in a chaotic setting,
Yeah.
regardless of whether with my family or his family, we always do like something. So
Yeah.
like in the past, we've done like Disney karaoke. We've done Christmas Olympics, like something where there's like a little bit of a competitive element, but we're all just like fun and like
I love
belly laughing
that.
because it's so ridiculous. I love that kind of stuff. Like I will
Yes.
happily make that a must do every Christmas.
Yes. Honestly, like we didn't wind up, even when our family was super big, we didn't have like a competitive thing. But now that like the young kids are older and we have all these nephews in like a few more years and they're all boys, I like all the Instagram like ideas that we see of, like
Right.
family doing things. I'm like saving them all. I mean, the ones with alcohol, like, you know, we'll have to use juice. But still, I love all those activities I'm
Yeah.
seeing.
And no, I just
Go
shouldn't even
for
say
it.
competitive, right? Like one year, my little brothers all got Nerf guns. And like
And
they
just
got multiple Nerf
shot
guns.
each other.
So we spent an entire Christmas shooting each other with Nerf guns. Another year we
Amazing.
got the Lego Harry Potter castle as like a group, and us kids
Oh,
just set up camp in a room and built the whole thing. And so it's just
yeah.
always like doing something together,
That's awesome. I love that. That's really, really cool.
right?
That would
Yeah.
have been hella expensive. Lego's so expensive.
Well, there were 6 of us kids, so everybody got
Okay.
the gift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of a group gift.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool then, because then you guys literally, like you said, you did it together.
Yeah, and like it's still at my parents' house. If we go home, we can still build the Lego Harry Potter castle.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah. So that's it.
All right, guys, we got one more. I think we got time. So we'll
Yeah,
just
let's fit it in. We usually hit the 45-minute mark anyways. You guys are used to us.
get long-winded. It's forever a goal to try and cut it down, but YOLO.
Someday we're gonna have a 20-minute episode. People are gonna like send out a search
happened?
and rescue
Yeah.
team because they'll be so worried about us.
Legitimately, someone's not feeling good. But okay, I recently added calories back into my deficit and I'm still losing weight. What does this mean? From Anonymous.
This is good because it actually kind of goes back into what you mentioned about increasing the maintenance, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if you are, well, first of all, I added calories back into my deficit. So I'm assuming though, like maybe your deficit is wrapping up. I'm not sure. But either way, like if you are adding food and your weight is continually going down and you're coming off of a deficit, you are in such a good metabolic position, baby. This really speaks to the fact that your body was like, you ended your deficit at the right time. Your body is being very adaptive to the food it's taking in. It's in a good position to be able to absorb, digest, utilize, uptake all of your nutrients. It's doing it very efficiently, very effectively, to the point that you're eating more food. And also what you're eating will make a difference here. You're obviously eating foods that do also digest well and are probably more nutrient dense. And so as a result, your body is responding so well that your weight is continuing to go down.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, your body is working better. You have more
Right.
muscle. You are digesting food better. You're utilizing the fuel you're giving it.
Literally, though, like you are in a position that most people would be super jealous of. Because as much as we do hear about these things on social media, again, it's like the idealistic that we tend to hear more about. I'll be honest with you, for majority of people, this doesn't tend to happen. So you're in a good spot. I would say take advantage of that. Again, yeah, like Nell said, going back to the reverse question before, if you've added more food and your weight went down, add a bit more. If you add it again and your weight still goes down, add a bit more every single week, until you get to a point where you're like, okay, my weight is stable, or maybe it actually bumped up a little bit. Now maybe hold for that extra week, but take advantage. Your body is responding well. We want to play into that. We want to clearly work with it.
And I find too that a lot of the people that I've worked with, if you have a long history of dieting and you've been eating very little calories for a long period of time,
Yeah.
it's when you add in food and you still lose weight, your body is kind of like breathing fresh air, right? It's like,
Yes,
oh,
great
thank you
analogy.
for
Love that.
fueling me. I needed this. I didn't realize how much I needed this. It's
Yep.
kind of your body's way of telling you that.
Yeah. It was a great analogy. Yes, I love that. It is. It is. And yeah, our body's always communicating with us. We just have to pay attention, truly. That's what it comes down to. So kudos to you. I love that for you. Even I'm jealous right now. So
Yeah, it's been a while since you or I have added food in and lost weight.
honestly, holy health phase mode. But anyways, that is a wrap on this week's Q&A, you guys. We'll be back next week with a new topic. I think we're actually going to be starting to talk about some of the stuff, that you guys will be seeing for the New Year's as you're setting up new goals, new diets that are being pushed your way. And, a lot of the diets that might sound helpful, but are actually more harmful than they are helpful. So
Yeah, we'll
that'll
dive
be-
into why they work for a small period of time and why
Yeah.
you're not going to likely see success with them.
Exactly. So come on back next week, y'all. And in the meantime, if you guys aren't, you can find us on Instagram. Start following us there. You can find me under every social media at coach.frizzle.
And I'm there at coach.alana.nell. And then in case you're wondering, that is Nel. No extra L.
Both links links for both of us, you guys, will also be in the show notes. If you guys like this episode, feel free, please, to share this. It helps us out huge, or leave us a 5-star review. And then otherwise, we will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Before we go, if you want to work with us too, that is
Oh
always an
yeah.
option.
Yeah.
So you can click the link down in the show notes as well and fill out a questionnaire and see if we'd be a good fit.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We hope to talk to you guys soon. Have a great
Bye.
week.